Mark, Dick Durbin.
Yes, sir. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. Thank you for your time. I want to tell you we appreciate that.
You bet.
Senator Durbin, talk to me a little bit about what you and Senator Grassley were spearheading and talking about here recently.
Senator Chuck Grassley, a Republican of Iowa, and I have been working together for over a year. We put together what I think is the most historic reform of our sentencing system at the federal level in the last generation. You know, we've seen dramatic increases in the prison population across America. What we want to make sure of is that we're putting the right people away, the most dangerous people, and those that are being given long sentences for relatively smaller offenses need to have some option of discretion by the judge. That really is at the heart of this reform.
We have seen an interesting, I think, move in definitely trying to lessen these prison populations. I mean, obviously it's expensive, and I think a lot of people are concerned now that people aren't getting the treatment that they actually need while they're in these facilities. How can discussions like this, and definitely reforms that bring honest change, really impact repeat offenders?
What we're finding in many of our prison situations, we have the most dangerous people, and there's no debate in either political party. They need to be put away so that we're safe in our homes and neighborhoods. But we're also finding a large number of people who are suffering from mental illness, a large number of people who are addicted to narcotics. Many of those can be treated in different places successfully and keep us safe and give them a better life. So we have drug courts, we have options that we're using in our state and other places. We want to put resources into that effort, which will keep us safe and spend our money wisely.
We've seen a lot here recently and done quite a few stories about programs in penitentiaries and prisons that are helping inmates get GEDs, help explore maybe faith and religion, and it's shown that these programs do have a positive effect when we're talking about a prison population. When we're talking about sentencing, do we look at more programs like this to assist with the inmates that are incarcerated?
The old way of thinking was put them in jail and throw away the key. I don't want to hear anything more about them. But of course, every inmate costs us as taxpayers $30,000, $40,000 a year. What we're finding is that there are alternatives. Some who are incarcerated, when given a chance, will complete an education, will finally deal with their drug addiction, will be better when they finish their term in prison and able to be successful and productive in society. We're trying to set the stage so we have good outcomes and that we don't have repeat offenders, more crimes, more victims in the future.
One last question for you. Something that you said in your first statement, the first honest change in probably over a century. With an ever-changing criminal, really, crimes are ever-changing, the nature of those crimes, the way these crimes are committed, and even with things like blue-collar crimes and white-collar crimes now being a separator. Why do you think it took so long, or why does it take so long to see honest change when it comes to a federal prison system or a sentencing system?
If you look at the history of the United States, we've gone through phases of thinking. Originally, it was just punishment, and some of it was severe physical punishment. And then we went into the rehabilitation thinking. And then we decided that that was too soft and we needed to be much tougher on crime. We go through these waves of thinking. Right now, the United States has the largest percentage of prison population of any country on earth. We have 5% of the world's population in the United States, 25% of the world's prison population. So we're taking a look at this dramatic expense and saying, is there a better way to spend our tax dollars to keep our homes and neighborhoods safe and to give people a chance to turn their lives around? Some people will never turn them around, we know that, but there are certain numbers that should be given that opportunity.
Senator, I want to thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate your answers and definitely your attention to us here in Quincy, Illinois.
Thanks a lot.
All right, thanks, sir.